From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Chris Carl.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, February 22nd, a messy, slippery day today. The New Jersey boy who was abandoned in Delaware may be adopted, and an appeals hearing is scheduled for Tom Capano. Here are the details. At least you'll have the weekend to recover, because today is bound to be a tough one to get around.
It's going to transition this morning from snow to sleet to freezing rain, from really a daybreak to probably 10, 11 o'clock this morning. By then, I think it's all sleet or freezing rain across the area. So that's going to limit how much snow we're going to see, but still 1 to 3 inches on average, with the higher end of that total more likely north of the city, where the snow can hang on a little bit more. And of course, that's going to mean slippery travel throughout the area for the next several hours at the very least.
Joe says temperatures by the time you drive home should be just about freezing, so that should make the drive home a little bit easier than the morning commute. DEL crews have been out there since 1 o'clock this morning, but roads are still snow-covered and slippery. Delaware State Police are reporting numerous accidents. Well, stay with us and keep up to date on what's happening with your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast, traffic watch live from the roads, and your latest WDEL Snow Watch list of closings, cancellations, and delays. Other news, Delaware authorities are moving to terminate the parental rights of Amy Giordano, a move that could lead to the adoption of her 1-year-old child. Giordano's been missing since June. Michael DiGirolamo has been in state custody since being left in Delaware. The boy's father, Rosario DiGirolamo, pled guilty last November to second-degree reckless endangering and child abandonment, both misdemeanors. Delaware's Children's Services Department confirms that a motion has been filed in state family court to terminate the parental rights of Giordano. She has until March 27th to turn up, or her rights will be terminated, clearing the way for adoption proceedings. State Treasurer Jack Markell wants to make sure everyone entitled to a rebate check as part of the federal government stimulus program gets one. WDEL's Carl Konevsky reports.
Markell says he's worried that the people who could benefit the most from the rebate check won't get it because the IRS doesn't have a record of them. He told a group at the Wilmington Senior Center that seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities who want their money have to file a tax return first.
If you receive Social Security and you typically do not file a tax return, you have to file a tax return, because really what this is, don't think about the tax return as a tax return. Think about this as your ticket. This is a ticket in order for you to get your rebate.
Markell says since becoming treasurer, his number one priority has been helping people take control of their finances, and now wants to make sure everyone who should get a check does.
This is a lot of money to a lot of people who really need it. Basically, people throughout the country are going to be getting these rebates. We want to make sure that the people who need the money the most know that they're entitled to the money and how to go about and getting it.
Reporting from Wilmington, I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Some scary moments for Senator Biden. WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
A helicopter carrying Senator Biden made an emergency landing yesterday in Afghanistan. Biden is traveling with Senators John Kerry and Chuck Hagel. No one was hurt. Biden's office says the helicopter made an unscheduled landing due to a snowstorm. The lawmakers are on a trip this week that includes stops in India, Turkey, and Pakistan. A U.S. District Court judge will hear arguments in March on why Tom Capano's 1999 murder conviction should be overturned. Judge Harvey Bartle, chief judge of the federal court in Philadelphia, has scheduled the hearing for March 18th. Capano was the politically connected attorney who was convicted of killing his mistress, Anne-Marie Fahey. Fahey was the scheduling secretary to then-Governor Tom Carper. Capano's attorney, Joe Bernstein, is expected to argue that Capano's conviction should be thrown out and a new trial should be conducted. Bernstein says the trial judge allowed hearsay evidence, allowed improper cross-examination by the prosecutor, and failed to allow the jury to consider lesser-included charges. State prosecutors are expected to argue that U.S. Supreme Court precedents cited by Capano no longer apply. County police shoot a man during a domestic dispute. Police were called to a home in Treeland Terrace outside Newark early yesterday. A woman told them her husband Angelo Zayas was drunk and had a gun. Police tried to negotiate with Zayas to put down the muzzleloader he was carrying, but he refused and then pointed the gun in the direction of officers. That's when police opened fire, hitting him in the upper torso. He's in critical but stable condition at Christian Hospital. The officers have been placed on administrative leave as the investigation continues. One of the Democrats running for governor says he wants to close the gap among the races when it comes to health in Delaware. WDEL's Carl Konevsky has the story.
Lieutenant Governor John Carney says he wants to address health disparities when he becomes governor. He says African Americans have double the rate of infant mortality than whites and cancer and heart disease death rates that are 20% higher.
What we need to do is target minority communities and improve access to quality health care, improve the ability of providers to relate to their patients, and provide health and wellness information designed to help people take responsibility for their own health and wellness.
Carney says the gaps will start to close under his plan, which also includes workforce diversity and cultural competency, improving the quality of the environment, and increasing physical fitness. Lolita Lopez, president and CEO of Westside Health, says the work she does in her facilities will become a lot easier with Carney's plan in place.
Every single aspect of every initiative would affect the populations that we serve at Westside Health, and we have, I believe, about 82% minorities getting care every day at our health centers, and we see disparities every day.
I'm Carl Konevsky, 1150 AM, WDEL.
Ryan Howard is the $10 million man. WDEL Sports and your Delaware AccuWeather forecast coming up.
When it comes to flooring, great style doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you shop at Carpet One Floor & Home. Our 1,000-store buying power gives you the best prices on hardwood, carpet, tile, laminate, and more, including brands you'll find exclusively at Carpet One Floor & Home, like Liz Claiborne Home, Good Housekeeping with Resista, and Lee's, all with guaranteed installation and no payments for 1 year. See how easy it is to find your perfect style. Shop in store, online, or in-home, only at Carpet One Floor & Home.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL Sports, Phillies first baseman Ryan Howard has won his arbitration case with the Phillies, awarded $10 million for 2008. The former NL MVP made $900,000 last year when he batted .268 with 47 homers and 136 RBIs. In hockey, San Jose scored a pair of goals in the third period to hand the Flyers their 9th straight loss. Mike Knuble tied the game with a goal with 6 seconds left in the second period, but the Sharks came back with 2 goals in a span of 42 seconds early in the third. Also, the Flyers' Simon Gagne won't play again this season because of lingering symptoms from concussions. Gagne received 3 concussions this season. Doctors, though, believe he'll be ready to go next season. Women's college basketball, Towson held off upset-minded Delaware at 51-49 in women's basketball at the Bob last night. Towson senior Holly Mahon hit 2 3-pointers in the final 3 minutes and made a key defensive play down the stretch. Kyle DeHaven led Delaware with 16 points. Vanessa Kabongo added 12. WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast: snow this morning, changing to sleet and freezing rain. 1 to 3 inches expected. The freezing rain will then turn to sleet this afternoon. Temperatures stay at or below freezing today. It all changes to rain tonight, with temperatures rising early, then settling at 31 for a low overnight. By tomorrow, maybe some leftover snow or rain early, then cloudy skies, a high 38. Sunday's mostly sunny, high 42. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 a.m. You get WDEL News text alerts sent to your cell phone. Sign up here at WDEL.com. I'm Chris Carl. Have a great weekend.